I just said to the players, we need to be more alive, and you can feel that. So if you are more alive, you are in more places, you are near the ball more often, and I think everyone did that.
Manchester United fans, I always say this and I'll keep repeating it because it is the raw truth of the Premier League. You cannot win anything in this league if your players don't fight. If they don't win their duels, if they don't win the second balls, if they don't show urgency from the very first minute, forget it. The Premier League has evolved into a battlefield where there is no small team anymore. Every single club is fit, organised, hungry, tactically disciplined and ready to punish you the moment you switch off. And yesterday, in that first half, we simply didn't fight. We were second to everything, mentally slow, physically flat, and Amorim said it himself. He told the players at halftime that they needed to fight harder, and when they came out in the second half, suddenly the intensity was there. So my question is this: why can't we start with that same fire from the first whistle? Why must we wait until we're under pressure before we wake up? I told you all before the game that we could beat them if we took advantage of their tired legs, and here is the clip. They've only lost twice, and they haven't lost a single Premier League game at home, but there is hope for us. Where is that hope? It's simple, they just played a Conference League match yesterday and lost 2-1 to Strasbourg. That means tired legs, fatigue, slower reactions, and that gives us a window, an opening we must take advantage of. Amorim repeated the same thing.
But we also need to understand that the opponent was tired also in the second half. And when you increase the rhythm and the opponent gets tired a little bit, suffers right away a goal, you felt that we had the control of the game.
In the second half, we fought better, we matched their aggression, and the more we fought, the more their legs got heavier. That's when the game swung in our favour. But now the big question comes, is this sustainable? Can we really depend on winning matches simply because the opponent gets tired in the second half? If you ask me, here's my honest answer: I will take the win. This is a team that has beaten Manchester City, this is a team that has beaten Liverpool, this is a team that made Arsenal struggle at the Emirates to beat them 1-0. They have been unbeaten at home for 12 games. They have been giving us problems for almost 5 years. The last time we won Crystal Palace was in 2020. In our last 4 meetings, we didn't score a single goal. So yes, I will take this win away from home. I never expected an easy match, I even said it during the pre-match show. It was always going to be a difficult game, tired legs or not. They were the better team in the first half. But the moment we started fighting in the second half, that was when their fatigue started showing. If we didn't match that intensity, trust me, we would have lost. The more they control the game, the less their fatigue shows. But the moment we fight back and push them physically, suddenly the tired legs appear. That is what changed the game. Now look at our December fixtures and tell me, why shouldn't we be taking 18 points from 6 games? This December is going to be long, intense and absolutely unforgiving. We're playing back-to-back matches, games coming every 3 or 4 days, sometimes midweek, sometimes barely enough time to rest. This month is going to test our squad depth, our rotation, our recovery, our mentality, and most importantly, our fitness levels. But let's be honest, none of these 6 fixtures are against top 6 teams. Only Aston Villa are in the top 4. And if we are serious, genuinely serious, about qualifying for the Champions League, these are the games we must capitalize on. These are the runs where big teams separate themselves from the rest. But here's the painful truth: we always struggle against so-called small teams. Every time the whole world expects us to win comfortably, that's when we somehow find a way to either drop points or lose completely. And if that trend doesn't stop, we're not achieving anything this season. Think about it, out of the 6 games, 4 are at Old Trafford, and 2 of those 6 are against Wolves, who are sitting bottom of the table. If we can't pick up enough points from this set of fixtures, then where exactly do we expect to get the points from? These are the matches that determine your season. These are the games that show whether you're a serious team or just hoping for miracles. We must start every single match with a winning mindset. From the first whistle to the last, we need to show hunger, fight, desire and intensity. Because right now, we've gone from having good first halves and bad second halves, to now having bad first halves and good second halves. And listen, one good half does not win you games consistently in the Premier League. You have to show up for the full 90 minutes. You have to fight from minute 1 to minute 90 plus. And the thing is, when we fight, when we show hunger, when we press with intensity, we win games. It has happened many times already. If you look closely, the games we lose are always the ones where we sleep, where we drop the intensity for even 5 minutes, and we get punished immediately. I genuinely believe we can win all 6 games, but only if we show up as a team, with commitment and fire from the first second to the last. This December will define our season. Now let's talk about something most people haven't actually noticed. In this setup we're playing, the number 9 is the biggest weapon you have if you want to win football matches. So many people don't understand this. Crystal Palace play the exact same formation as us, and they used Mateta brilliantly. He was their outlet, their reference point, their tool. Every time they won the ball, they went long to Mateta. He held up the play, absorbed pressure, and immediately released the ball into the wings or into their 2 number 10s, making those aggressive runs. That is how this system is supposed to function when progressing play. The striker becomes the anchor that drags the whole team up the pitch, and Palace were doing it far better than us in the first half. That's the truth. Meanwhile, Zirkzee couldn't do it at all in the opening 45 minutes, and that's exactly why we couldn't create any real chance, why we couldn't connect passes in the final third, why our attacks kept breaking down. Without your number 9 linking play, everything becomes slow, predictable, and disconnected. But the moment Zirkzee started holding up the ball better, the moment he began linking play, using his body, timing his touches, dropping deep when needed, the entire game changed. Suddenly he was involved, suddenly we had structure, suddenly players around him had space to run into, and just like that, boom. He scored a brilliant goal and the whole team lifted. Because once your striker is functioning as the tool of progress in this formation, everybody else shines. You could see it clearly. We started sending balls into Zirkzee, he would hold it, give us time to push forward, free up the number 10s and the wingbacks, and then release the ball at the right moment. That is exactly how this system is supposed to work. If your number 9 cannot link play here, you will struggle to progress the ball, you will struggle to keep possession, you will struggle to break lines, you will struggle to do anything meaningful in attack. But Zirkzee came alive in that second half. And because he played better, the entire team instantly looked better.
Even the runs behind. In the first half he struggled on the duels, and he won some duels in the second half, and we improve a lot because of the quality of Josh in second half, and that is important for him to understand. That is not just a goal. We play better because Josh played better in the second half.
That's why I genuinely believe we need to give him more playing time. People don't understand how difficult that goal he scored was. That finish is not something many strikers can pull off. The technique, the angle, the precision, the confidence, it was elite. And with Sesko out, Zirkzee has just bought himself more minutes going forward. If he can consistently replicate the level he showed in the second half, I can tell you for free, he will become a very important player for us this season. I'm truly happy for the boy, because he earned that moment. At the same time as I'm genuinely happy for Zirkzee, I also can't help but feel for Yoro. This is a young defender who has been absolutely solid for us for most of the season, someone who came in and settled surprisingly quickly, but recently something has just dipped: his performances, his confidence, his overall gameplay. You can see it clearly, he's struggling to make those positive progressive passes he normally plays with ease, he's hesitating in duels, and even the defensive basics suddenly look harder for him. He made that mistake against Everton where he couldn't complete his tackle and it cost us a goal. And then yesterday against Crystal Palace, he gave away the penalty. Now, let me be very clear, I'm not saying he's a bad player, and I am definitely not here to castigate him. I don't do that. I'm only stating the obvious truth: right now, he's out of form. And we can't keep risking that moving forward, especially in this tight December schedule. Every point matters. Every mistake can change a game. And when a young player dips in confidence, the best thing is not to force him into more pressure but to help him rebuild slowly. And that's exactly why when Mazroui came on for him in the second half, the entire right side instantly looked different. We all know Mazroui is a very good ball-playing defender. He has the technique of a fullback and the composure of a centre-back, so stepping into that right central back role felt natural for him. It allowed him to progress the ball better, break lines, and give us that missing connection from the back to the midfield. That was exactly what we lacked in the first half. His introduction changed the rhythm of our build-up and made us more stable. So moving forward, I genuinely think Mazroui will start as the right central back, at least for now, while Yoro comes from the bench to gradually rebuild his confidence. He's still so young, and dips like this happen. It's part of development. He will learn, he will grow, and he will come back stronger, but in the meantime, we have to make the smart decision for the team. I honestly think that if Manchester United are genuinely looking for a midfielder in the next transfer window, they should be doing everything possible to go and get Adam Wharton, if Palace would sell for a good price. This boy is special. Wharton is a seriously good player. People don't realize how complete he already is. Yesterday, he was winning almost every battle against Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, two experienced midfielders who have dominated big games for years. And if you ask me, he is actually my number one option if we're signing a midfielder. I genuinely rate him higher than Anderson for one simple reason: he already understands the exact same tactical setup we're trying to play under Amorim, and he executes it at a top level whether it's a big opponent or a small opponent. He never hides. He never shies away from responsibility. He demands the ball, he moves it quickly, and he positions himself like someone who has played this system for years. If we could somehow bring in Wharton and another midfielder alongside him, honestly we would be solving most of our midfield problems in one window. Bro was unstoppable today. He completely dictated that Crystal Palace midfield, and he showed us live and direct why Manchester United need to sign him as soon as possible. We need recruitment badly. We need midfielders, we need wingbacks, we need attackers, because this current squad depth is not enough to carry us through a long season with injuries, fatigue and back-to-back games. And we need to sell players who simply don't fit this system anymore. No sentiment, just reality. And here's the truth, if you ask me, Wharton is the perfect long-term replacement for Bruno. He can do the Bruno job in terms of creativity, long balls, and chance creation, and he brings that extra energy and physicality into midfield. He can drop deep, he can cover ground, he can win duels, he passes the ball cleanly, and he never looks lost defensively. That's everything Amorim demands from the two deep number 6 in this system. Wharton ticks every single box. If United want to fix the midfield for the next 5 to 7 years, he should be one of the first names on our list. We seriously need reinforcements in this Manchester United squad, and I've been saying it for a long time. Right now, our squad depth is just not good enough. If you look at teams like Arsenal and Chelsea, they have at least 2 quality players for almost every position, 2 players who can start, who can perform at a high level, and who can rotate without a drop in quality. We simply don't have that luxury, and the problem is only going to get worse. The AFCON is coming soon, and we risk losing even the few players we currently rely on. That's why we need to sign quality players now, not just anyone, especially in those key positions, the midfield and the wingbacks. In this 3-4-2-1 system, those 2 positions are absolutely crucial. You need players who are at least 80% of their best to consistently win games. Yesterday, it was painfully obvious how outnumbered, muscled, and bullied our midfield was by Wharton and Kamada. Why? Because they are not just talented, they are quality and young, fit, and physically ready to dominate the Premier League. Compare that to us. In 2025, we have 2 midfielders over 30, and you simply can't expect them to perform miracles week in, week out. That's why Manchester United need to sign at least 2 midfielders, one to eventually replace Casemiro and another to replace Bruno Fernandes. Now, about Casemiro, I would love to see him reduce his wages and commit to a 2-year contract extension. He can play a vital role as a squad player. Having him available for rotation will be extremely valuable, especially when we start playing twice a week and the fixture congestion kicks in. We need squad depth, and keeping Casemiro for 2 more years while already preparing his replacement is the smart, pragmatic move. Manchester United fans, after everything we've broken down today, one thing is clear: this team has potential, talent, and the ability to dominate, but only if we fight, stay consistent, and make the right decisions on and off the pitch. Yesterday showed us the highs, the brilliance of players like Zirkzee stepping up, but also the areas we can't ignore, the midfield weaknesses, wingbacks, and the need for quality reinforcements. If you've been following the analysis today and you feel the same passion I feel, make sure to support the channel by hitting that like button. It helps this content reach more fans like you, who love honest, tactical, and in-depth Manchester United football talk. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. We are just getting started with these detailed breakdowns, and every match, every player, every decision matters. United is about intensity, about fighting for every ball, and about making the fans proud. Let's keep the conversation going. Discuss in the comments your thoughts on Zirkzee, Mount, Yoro, and the rest of the squad. Let's analyze, debate, and dream together, because this is Manchester United, and we never settle for less than the best. Remember, fight for every ball, demand quality, and support your team with everything you've got. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more, because the Premier League waits for no one, and neither do we.